Welcome back to First Listens, that series where we listen to an album that neither of us have heard for the first time.
Today, we're not going to be listening to an album. It's going to be an EP of No Pressure. This is Parker Cannon's side project. And when we listened to the story so far, we had a lot of people suggest this band. And I don't think either of us even knew that this was a band that he had. So I'm quite intrigued to see what happens here.
Parker's vocals in the story so far work are insane. So I'm already pretty confident I'm going to like this. But let's kick things off with the first track, Doin Fine.
Woo.
Jeez.
God damn.
Drummer going mental.
I think this might be a two-step one, I think. Yeah, it's a lot grungier than what you'd expect from Story so far.
Oh, that choppy guitar there's sick.
There's so much energy in this, and Parker's vocals they just bring so much energy to the track.
Moving across the drum kit now before just going ham on the snare again.
Really catchy chorus. Tasty bit of bass work in there as well. A little bit of halftime. What a way to set up an EP that is. I mean, you can already immediately tell the type of energy that you're going to get from this.
Yeah, I mean, we still had those stereotypical heartbreak lyrics from Parker, but just with an insanely high tempo and high energy instrumental in the background. The drummer, I'm surprised he don't need a new snare after every live performance of that track.
Destroys his drumsticks every time. He's probably one of those drummers that has a whole pouch of drumsticks next to him just in case he destroys them. But, I mean, from initial, hearings of this, I think we're going to get a much higher energy and a much kind of, I don't want to say the story so far has like a somber feel to it, but in terms of kind of vibe, this feels a lot happier and a lot more like Sum 41 adjacent, where it's kind of like skater punk, where it's kind of, you could imagine the sun shining outside as you're listening to this.
Well, next up is the title track, No Pressure.
Band name, EP name, track name.
No pressure for it to be good then. Feels so much punkier, although the story so far is on some tracks, especially on the earlier albums. This feels like
it's grungy as well. Ooh, a little bit of bass thrown in there.
Oh, chugging. That change in pace was unexpected. I was not thinking it was going to go there, especially because it was up to that point just so high energy for the first two tracks. Really enjoyed it though, switched up the feel of the track.
That change in pace is where you'd expect people to start slam dancing in the pit. That's when you start fucking slow fucking spinning them arms
like
around.
You're swimming.
Yeah, I'm going for a little swim. You've never seen a man swim in the pit before? Because I have, and I will be doing it if they were to ever do that. I'm curious though. how much like time does Parker put into this side project? And is it are there other members of the story so far involved in it? Maybe somebody can let us know what the lore is behind No Pressure and why Parker felt the need to start it, because it's not a million miles away from the story so far, but it does definitely have, like we were saying, a different vibe to it and kind of a different feel. So maybe this was just his way to explore new stuff without kind of, I wouldn't say tainting the story so far name, but without kind of affecting that. You know how some artists say, instead of doing an album that's nothing like my other stuff, I'm just going to do a side project. Maybe that's a similar thing that he's done with this. He just felt he wanted to express himself in a different way.
Yeah, because the underlying themes are most certainly still there, aren't they? You get that. I mean, it's hard not to with a similar vocalist in all of the same instruments, but I know what you mean. It is feeling very different energy-wise so far. But before we go on to track number 3, So You Say, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. We do see recommendations as evidenced by this video, so leave some other comments and let us know what pop punk bands we should listen to next.
Up next, we've got So You Say. It does feel very early 2000s pop punk, doesn't it?
Especially this track, yeah.
It's like that punk metal adjacent, like Sum 41 is the perfect example.
The Anymore is proper Tom DeLonge coded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I liked that.
Just cut, boom.
Yeah, back in again.
Can you imagine everyone just jump into this, couldn't you?
Yeah.
On MTV, a music video.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just thinking of In Too Deep, swimming pool type vibe. Yeah.
Thought it was done.
So did I. It's very reminiscent, now that you mentioned Tom DeLonge, it's very reminiscent of kind of like Dude Ranch era of Blink, where it was a bit more fast and loose and a bit more, let's just do some crazy upbeat shit. And again, very much in that realm of skater pop punk, where it's less like your kind of, I don't even know where you'd put the story so far, to be honest with you. But it's just got this kind of energy of maybe California or Florida or somewhere like that, where it's sunny all the time. You're going to skate with your mates. You're drinking an energy drink.
But you're in all black despite the fact it's 35 degrees
exactly
outside.
Exactly that. You've got a Vans bag on and you've got the shoes, the whole lot. It feels really nice.
I think it's because, at least from my perspective, the production isn't quite as polished, and you can kind of hear like the hit on the drums, the pick on the guitar a little bit more. So it just has this more like DIY, older, like 90s, early 2000s feel to it. I know what you mean, though. I'm finding it weird because it feels reminiscent, but I've never heard any of these tracks before.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what Parker's doing with this, is just exploring that style. I mean, we say it's Parker, but there's other members of the band too that we're not even referencing.
Don't know shit.
And it could be that there are some other members from the story so far in there as well. We'd have no idea. But whoever it is, all I want to say is it's sounding fucking great. And we've got the second to last, a very short EP. I mean, it is an EP. We've got Wanna Get Ahead. Oh, yes.
The lyrics are so hurt still, though.
Yeah.
My man has been through it.
It's got multiple albums and projects worth of pain. Oh, yes. His voice just makes everything catchy. Whatever he sings is so catchy. I like the kind of slightly minor chord progression into the major. So you've got like a bit of a dirty feel and then it cleans up, goes really nice.
I quite like the fact there's been a little moment in every song where it's had a more chill section or a really like broken up section.
If you can call whatever the drummer's doing chill, then yeah. He's going fucking nuts.
In the same way I noticed the snares in the first track, that was just cymbals 24/7. Like that again must just be dinted, beaten up at the end of every show. And I've had this feeling for a few tracks now. Seeing these live, I bet it's hectic. I bet the energy in the room.
Exactly that. The energy will just be at next level. I think it's one of those where even if you didn't know who it was that was playing, if you were at a festival or something like that, and you were just walking past, you were at the top of the field, walking past, they were on the stage, not too big of a crowd. I feel like you'd either have to go down or you'd just be stuck in your tracks and you'd just be like, what the fuck is going on here? Purely based on the energy from everybody else listening to it, you just feel it radiating away. I think there's something... I can see why this is a separate project to the story so far now at this point, because it is, again, it's not a million miles away, but it is very definitive in what it is. It's a lot more, like we say, skater, and...
The soundscape isn't anywhere near as varied. It's quite in one lane compared to the story so far, which I don't have an issue with, but I can see that it's not like a crafted long album, do you know what I mean? I mean, we are listening to an EP, but it's very similar in sound throughout.
Yeah, well, we've got the final track here already. The final track, which is Deal.
And I want to make a deal with anyone who's made it to this point in the video. If you hit like and subscribe, we will listen to more music.
Oh, you hear that, people? More music. It's a good deal. I take it.
There's a bit more rhythm to it.
Yeah. Already, I feel like this is the standout track from this EP. I love it when he does that. Just that little bit of tension on his voice. What a fucking catchy chorus again.
Lovely little hidden harmonized vocal in there as well. First time I've noticed it in the entire EP.
I do wonder if that's somebody else, potentially. A different vocalist, maybe. I'm liking that distorted bass. It's not often you hear distortion on the bass.
Nice that. Guitars sounded tasty.
Building up that energy for the end of the track. What a way to introduce yourself as a band, as a project, as a new kind of sound with that EP. Only 5 songs, but you immediately get an idea of what it is that they're going for with that.
Yeah, it's weird because before that last track, I said it's all in a pretty similar wheelhouse in terms of like production and sound. That last one had a bit more rhythm and melody to it. It was probably the closest to more pop punk as opposed to punk, and I really like that. But yeah, the energy throughout that project paired with Parker having more like angsty, passionate vocals on every track was a really good balance to have.
Yeah, we had the angst, we had the energy, we also had the kind of angsty, heartfelt lyrics that he always had, but delivered in such a nice little package that if you weren't really paying attention to it, you could very well just kind of skate through that entire thing and just have good vibes throughout. I think that is a very good niche that he falls into. He can make the worst lyrics sound as happy as possible. Not worse as in terrible lyrics. I mean, lyrics that just feel so heartbroken and so painful, but he delivers them in such a happy and nice upbeat way, and it just has this lovely feel to it.
I wouldn't say he actually did deliver them in a happy and nice upbeat way there. It was just that there was that much going on in the instrumentals. Like, his voice was quite like in pain, but there was that much else to concentrate on in every single track that you didn't. I felt like compared to a Story So Far album, I was more interested in the entire band and the production. Not that I don't listen to that anyway, but that took the foreground here. There was nothing else to concentrate on. The vocals kind of just blended into the background.
I think maybe then the vocal melodies is what I'm trying to get at. Is you know, the kind of way that they moved around was really pleasing to the ears. And you know what? I'm actually really, really happy that people suggested this. So a big thank you to everybody who watched our Sorry So Far videos who suggested this, because there was a large amount of people that suggested it. I was like, I've never even heard of No Pressure, but there must have been 10 to 20 comments that all said No Pressure across both of our Story So Far videos. So we've done it now. We hope you enjoyed it. We are going to move on to the LP if people liked this video. You know, if people enjoy it, I will happily do the LP that they've released. I know that they have got other stuff. I really enjoyed this. We enjoy the Story So Far. Let us know if there's any other albums, because this is the thing. We get our eyes open to new music all the time through people commenting and letting us know.
Yeah, I've said it before. That's one of the best things about having this channel and kind of doing what we do here. I get to discover bands that I literally had never heard of before. And not only have I gone back, I knew the Story So Far anyway, but I'd never listened to their full albums. Found countless good tracks. Now I found out about No Pressure. So we started at the start here. Let us know if we should go on and do the later stuff.
And please, please, please do not forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching.